Hi guys, very good morning to you and welcome to the video number 288. In this video we are going to crack the two actually questions I received from one of my subscribers, and this is going to be on the if and the pivot. So I want to read out the email as always I do. So Surinder actually he has written me this email. Hello sir, I hope you are doing great, and I'm also seeing you are really doing great. Well, thank you so much. I don't know how come you are able to see me, but yes, I'm extremely doing well, and after receiving your mail after a long time, I'm really feeling great. Thank you so much. I just wanted to share Excel questions that I recently came across and thought of sharing with you. I really want to thank you a lot for this, because your sharing is further going to be shared with with my all the subscriber base, and of course with those people who are watching the channel for the first time. So guys, these are the two questions I received. One is on the pivot and the one is on the if. And I want to tell you one thing. This must be a Excel test, because the way they have given these questions, they seem to be little easy in the first attempt but they are very tricky. You will come to know about this, right? If you're watching the channel for the first time, I just want to take your 5 seconds. On this channel we have around 42 different playlists. You can see here all the categories: Excel VBA, Excel connecting Outlook from Excel. So guys, we have everything for you. And similarly, this is the Excel charts and the pivots playlist. You can click on this and you would find all these videos, different videos. Go ahead and watch these videos if you don't have any idea about the pivots, especially these videos part 1, part 2, part 3, and must know features of the pivot. Similarly, you can also, if you want to learn the Excel pivots and the charts in the VBA, then I have a playlist called Excel VBA charts and the pivots. So you got to find it out somewhere here. And similarly, we have a playlist called Excel if function. You can scroll it down, you see that there are a lot of playlists, and it's a combination of all the basic level videos and the intermediate advanced level of the videos, right? So go ahead and watch that. Now in this video, first of all, I want to read out this question, and it says that if any two criteria is met, then the result should be rewarded, else no reward. Now if you look at this question, basically you can't directly write here if and condition or if or, because you see, when you write the if and formula, the if and formula means that all the conditions are supposed to be true, right? But in this case we have three conditions, and these are the three conditions, and in these three conditions any two conditions are supposed to be met. So if you directly apply the if and you say that this has to be this has to be this, and this has to be this, if and will work only if the three criteria are going to be true. That's the first thing. So we can't use it like this. We can't put the three conditions in the if and. The second is if or. If or means any criteria is going to be met, so it will execute, it will go for the reward, which is also not the true. And single if, obviously we can't use it because we have here two criteria, right? So guys, what we need to do is let's segregate this. Let us create the two combinations one by one. So my idea is, first I will check on these two parameters, okay, then I will check on these two parameters, and then I will check on these two parameters. That's it. So we will have the three if and conditions, right? So anywhere if these two conditions are going to be true, using the if and, we will have the reward. So let us start. This is how you write the if and condition. Logic 1 has to be this: if this is greater than and equals to 100. What is the logic 2? Well, logic 2 is this. Again, this is also greater than equals to 100. Now there is no logic 3. I don't want to put the logic 3 because these two conditions I want to be true as per the question, right? So if these conditions are going to be true, you close the bracket. We don't need the logic 3, and when you close the bracket, you get to see value of false and value of true. So value of true, you know what we need is, we need the reward. And in the false, if these conditions are not going to be true, let's say both of the conditions are failed, production quality, they are not as per the target, and or let's say even the production fails but the quality is not failed, again that means that if one condition doesn't meet, then that means the if and will go in the false parameter. So in the false, let us go ahead and let us check for the next two. So in this case I will check on the quality and the bright idea. So I'm gonna write D9 is greater than equals to 100, and then this quality is going to be great. Sorry, not the quality, the bright idea actually. So the bright idea has to be equals to greater than equals to 2. If again both these conditions satisfies, if these conditions meet, then again let's have a reward, right? And if not, then let's go for the last combination, which is if the production is greater than equals to 100. Okay, and then the next thing is I'm going to write here the bright idea, which is E9, and E9 is going to be greater than equals to 2. Yes, right? So if this also meets, then let's have a reward. Now if any of these criteria is not going to meet, if this if and doesn't meet, then it will go in this if, because it's a false. If this also doesn't meet, then it will go in the false of this, which is the which is the false of this if, right? Because every if has a true and a false, so you have to provide true and false for every if, and this is how it is happening, right? I have uploaded a lot of videos on the Excel if function. Go there, you will understand how the Excel looping system works in the simple if condition. So this is how, this is the if and. Now once this is also going to be fail, then what else we have? No reward. That's it, guys. Now you close the bracket, you have 3 ifs, press enter, and there we go. If I drag the formula, let's have a look. So I see here reward because of the reason that 100 is there, which is equals to obviously 100. Production is set, the target satisfying. Quality is not because it's 99, but the bright idea is. So we have 2 conditions, right? This one is meeting and this one is meeting, and that is why we are getting here reward. Perfect. Similarly here also this is meeting, and the quality is also meeting here. In fact all the conditions are meeting here. Perfect. What about this? Well, in this 150 is meeting, which is this, let me yellow it, and 99 is not meeting because it is not greater than equals to 100, and this is also not meeting. So that, guys, I think the formula is working. If I change this to, let's say, 888, it should work to reward. Yes, it is working because now we have 2 conditions meeting. So this is how you can actually write the if condition. Let me just remove the equals to sign, and you can pause the video, you can have a look. So this is your if function, guys, right? We are simply going using the if and one by one. If this if and satisfies, it stops here in the reward. If it is doesn't, then it goes in the false and finds another if, so it will execute that if. Again, if it stops there, which means if D9 E9 satisfies, it prints the reward. If not, then it goes in the false. In the false, it again finds one more if. This is how the if function works step by step in the proper looping system. All right, that's a good question. Thank you, Surinder. The question number 2 is on the pivot. Now on the pivot also, I have talked about this calculated field item. If you go to my this Excel channel and you find here, where is that Excel charts and the pivots. Let me just see that if I can show you. Yeah, that's the one. Actually, I'm right on that playlist. So watch these 2 videos, important tricks in pivot part 1, part 2. If you are new to the pivot, please first start from here, part 1, part 2, part 3, right? So I have talked about this calculated field there also, but in your question, it's actually I would say it's not really the basic video. Again, it looks like a very simple task, but you see, if I directly go to the pivot, let me select the pivot, and you have this pivot table tool option on. I'm using the Excel 2016, guys, so you see here analyze tab, but in your case it must be different if you're using any lower version. But you need to click on that and just click on this field item and click on the calculated field. So this is how we can calculate the things. We can set up the formulas. Now I see that this basically you're dividing 6 by 12, and that's how it is coming 50%, right? So let's say I write here a field called result. Let's say this is how where you can create the field, right? Now the formula result is going to be equals to what? Equals to, I would say that it is going to be status divided by the bill number, let's say. Now when I press OK, you see what happens. The field is inserted, but the value is coming 0. Now why it is coming 0? Now whosoever has prepared this Excel test, I want to say that actually the test is really prepared very well. must be very experienced guy, because you see it's a he has actually, though the count is coming and you must be thinking that, you know, if I divide 12 by 6, if I divide 6 by 12, I would get here 0.5, and you know, so on, right? Later on you can change them to the percentage from here, and this is what exactly the answer is. But why you're not getting here? Because you are using the same formula in the calculated field. You just saw that. Now guys, there is a one important thing here. Well, first of all, when the pivot can count everything for you, no doubt. You have the count of bill number, you have the count of status, but if you look at the status, it's in the text form. You cannot do any plus and minus, you know, or division in the text values, right? So what you need to do is, first of all, you need to correct this thing. So I'm going to correct here new status. You can write the formula, you can put the filter, it's all up to you. For example, I can write here that if the value is not equals to space, then give me the 1, otherwise give me maybe 0 or nothing. Space also you can write, that's all up to you. Drag it. Now if you drag it, if you look at the sum of this, not the count, because in the count you will have 0 also. The sum is coming 27, which is exactly the case. This is also coming 27, so we are good to go with that. Or maybe instead of the 0, to avoid the confusion, you can put the space also. Now instead of the 0, we will have this empty cell, right? So you see now we have the sum as 27, which is coming correct. Now one more thing I have observed in your this pivot, this bill number, that's a deliberate attempt to confuse you. I can say that, because there is no point of writing here this, you know, like this 0000012. Instead of that, you know, one would like to create it simple 1 2 3 4 5. But yes, anyways, if this is a requirement, I'll tell you one thing what he has done in your this interview. If you go to the format cell of this, now first of all, let me tell you, do you really think that if you write 00001 and you press enter, Excel is going to give you this format? Just think on this. If I write here 006, what do you think, guys? My dear lovely subscribers, this is very interesting. If I press enter, what will happen? Do you see 0006 again? I don't think so. You get the 6, right? So why it is coming here 0006? Well, if you want to insert that, maybe I can do this. I can put the apostrophe and then I can write here 00000, like, you know, this and 6, and at the moment I press enter, you know, the 0 will be there, because now this is not a number. I put the special character apostrophe here, right? And you see that is why it is moved to the left side, because it is a text, right? But what he has done, because this is also moved to the right side, and you know, any number if you write in Excel, it is always by default gets to the right side of the cell. If you write any text, it remains to the left side. If you know it, you are, I hope you are able to connect with me. If you don't know it, this is a good information for you. So in this case, if I see that they are already on the right side and they are the numbers, well, somebody can align them in the right also, that is also a question. But if I put the is number formula to check whether it is a number or not, I press enter and you see that it is a number. So what is the special thing which he has done? She has done, I don't know who is prepared. Right click, go to the format cell and look at this. He's using this special format, some sort of Chinese format, I don't know what it is. So what it is doing, it is keeping the number in the also number format, at the same time it is inserting these 0000 as well, and that is why you got to change this as well, guys. Now if I change this to journal, the answer would be 1, and ultimately you will lose the, you know, purpose of this showing these numbers, right? If I drag it, if I just paintbrush it and I do the same stuff for the entire column, you will have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and so on. And that is something I really don't want to do, because I don't want to mess up with the data, right? Who knows why somebody has prepared this kind of a data. But I will simply go ahead and I will act very smart. I will simply insert one column and I will write a new bill. Okay, and in the new bill, now what I'm gonna do, again I'm gonna do, if you are not equals to blank, give me the 1. Okay, otherwise give me the space, because if you are blank, then I don't have to count it. Drag it, guys, and you see that we have all the ones here. Now once you have all the ones here, what you need to do, you need to change the data, because your pivot uses column A to C and we have to now use it column A to E. So how you do that? Well, I told this, I'm again repeating in my previous videos. on the pivots which I was showing you. Alt DP is the shortcut key. When you press Alt DP, you just need to click on the back, and when you click on the back, this is how from where you can change the table. Or if you don't want to use that, which I strongly I recommend, you should use the shortcut keys to bring the speed to become the champion in the Excel. But anyways, you have the analyze option also here. Now I'm using 2016. You may have here another different button, but just go ahead and click on that. I think it's a layout. Just click on that, change data source, and the same window would come. So I'm gonna make it to E. Once you make it to E, you click on the OK, and now once you back on the show field list, you got to remove this sum result. I don't need this. You don't need the count of the bill, you don't need the count of the status, you need the count of the new bill, you need the count of the new status. Count of new status is fine, but the count of new bill is coming in the sum. So I got to make it to the count. That's it. Alright, so we have got all the things here. Let me just quickly have a look. Now guys, you need to be very, when you work on these analysis, kind of these tests, you got to be very vigilant. Trust me on that, because you see, I get here 42 and 42. I get the same reason. I get the same numbers, which is not true. Count of new status, ideally, which is coming from the status, it has to be 21, I believe, right? So what is happening? Because you're using counting. Counting means it is even counting the space for you. Okay, so I think better we would now change it to sum, because sum is not going to sum the space. Now you got that 27. Similarly, you can also keep this as, I think, sum, because what if you have some bill numbers empty? Then this count will create a problem, because empty is also going to be counted there. So I'm just gonna keep it sum, and now it looks perfect. So we have 42 and 27. Now they are actually the numbers. Okay, and we will go ahead again. We'll create a formula calculated field. First of all, I get rid of it, this result. I just delete it. You can also delete it like this, and now I will write here again the result, and now this time I press equals to, and new status divided by new bill. Let's have a look now. There we go, guys, we got the result. Fantastic. 0.5, everything is there. Just select this, go to the number format or the format cell, whatever you want to use, and we'll keep it the percentage. We'll keep it without any decimal, and there we go. You have your answer. Fantastic question, really. It's indeed a very good question, and I hope everybody is going to agree with me if they're watching this, because generally when you get the calculated field, you don't get these kind of a confusion points. The confusion points were created, and really loved the video, and I hope you would too enjoy it, right? So guys, that's it for now, and keep writing in, keep giving your inputs, everything, and please, one request to you, if you have anything to write, anything to say, go ahead and write on the channel rather than emailing me, though you can email me also in the form of the attachment, but comments are something which everybody can see, so it is going to be a very good kind of a connection, the information exchange, so that the rest of the world can also see that when you give the comments, and then I reply on your comments. Anyways, thank you so much again, and I will be back with some another exciting stuff. Take care, and do subscribe to the channel.